the strong thing to do to go against the grain right now. It's easy to just be like, yeah, everyone's happy, everyone's nice, everyone's good. That's easy. What these women are doing are going, you're doing it your way, I'm doing it my way.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting fed a lot of the same bullshit from people all the time. And honestly, like I can't do beige vanilla anymore. I need to have someone who is real,
brave,
and who actually does things that maybe will not be popular, that will not be the PR answer, that do go against the grain. And the more that we're going towards that, the more I'm getting more fired up and excited about listening 100%. To these people.
Hi, I'm Natasha.
And I'm Penny.
And welcome back to the WIBs. Today we're going to be talking about the new female role models. Strong, strategic, and sometimes unhinged.
What do you mean unhinged? Tell me more.
I have absolutely been upset. Like I've just been having so many girl crushes and girl obsessions recently.
Yes.
That I just need to talk about it. I have to talk about it.
We have been talking about this a lot. And like I feel like it's very rare for us to get really G'd up about like a clip or a video because like we consume so much content. Yeah. But lately I feel like figures are emerging for us.
That podcast from Grede, I hope I'm saying that right, I might be not, but and The Diary of a CEO changed something in my brain.
Yeah, and it was weird because independently, like we did not watch it obviously at the same time, but we both spoke about like that episode. It like took me, and like I watch a lot of Diary of a CEO because I study it for work. Like I'm always looking to see what they're up to because I feel like he produces some really incredible content. That is the first one that just like really stood out to me and really resonated with me. And I think it landed so much because it's kind of like what we were talking about a few episodes ago. It was so authentic. It was so value driven. I could really see myself and latch onto this person. And there's actually been a theme because there's been a couple of really incredible women lately that I've been like, they're incredible. Like I want to be their friend. I want to hang out with them. I want to learn everything about them.
Absolutely. And I think what really stood out for that is her strength. She's really strong. She knows who she is. She's very strong, but she's also very, very direct, and she says things that aren't
she's not overcomplicated,
but she also says things that aren't celebrated. Like example, like at the moment I feel like there's a real romanticizing about, you know, leaving your job, start a business, it's beautiful, like all of these things. It's like this narrative that's getting everywhere, and she just comes in and like shuts down that narrative. And she's like, if you want to be successful, you need to work hard. There's seasons for everything. Hard work, hustle. Now we have tried to get so far away from that hustle culture, right? It's very millennial. It's what we grew up in. And I think this new era is very about work-life balance, and that's very celebrated. I think what I really appreciated about that podcast in particular, and her as a leader in particular, is that she's not afraid to go up against what's popular.
Oh, I loved it. I thought there were so many like refreshing hot takes that she said. And, you know, I'm not a parent yet in this phase of my life, but I really appreciate on like some of the podcasts that she's been doing the rounds, like on the podcast track at the moment. And I can't remember whether it was Diary with the CEO or another one, but she was saying something along the lines of, she goes, you know, I, you know, will go to what's important. Like I will make it work, you know, when it comes to being a parent. I'll go to the school drop-offs. I'll do the school plays. I won't miss that. She goes, but I'm not going to plan the Halloween party because I don't want to, because I don't care. And I was like, that I feel like for women to say something like that is like, it's not even just like a millennial thing. I feel like it's so jarring, almost like jarring, and almost taboo for you to say, actually, I really don't give a shit about putting up the decorations.
Yeah. Yep. And she's so bright. Like the fact that is a brave thing to say is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just her being honest. And it's like, you know, when parents like, when they say like the husband's babysitting the kids, right? It's like things like that, which is a beautiful.
Yeah,
babysitting because, you know, it's not their child. But that's she's kind of going up against that stereotype of that maternal, like, she's got 4
like Earth
kids.
Mother. Yeah.
She's got 4 kids, but she's a great mum in her own way. She makes sure she prioritizes things, but she also is happy to let things go. And I was just obsessed with her at the moment. I just think that she is what I needed to hear. I think she was a wake-up call for me.
Yeah.
She made me feel validated, and this might be toxic, but she made me feel validated in my late night working, because at the moment I'm working crazy hours, but it's a means to an end. I know that this isn't forever. I'm in the growth stage of a business. So when she was saying, there are seasons within your life that you've got to do that, it resonated so much with me, and it just made me feel validated in what I'm doing, and that, there is a plan to this hustle. It's not just like you're going to work like this for the rest of your life and this is what it is. Like, there was a plan.
Yes. And I loved it. There's so many good things. And if you haven't seen the episode yet, we'll link it down in the show notes for this, because I think every woman in business should watch this.
Yeah.
Because there's something to take from it. I think she's a very clever woman. And, for context, if you don't know her, she's helped co-found the brand Skim. The one thing that I really liked about what she was saying was like how much value she got out of being at work, out of being in the environment where she could collaborate with people. Now, I love working from home, right? It's great. But I felt validated. I felt vindicated in the fact that I'm like, there is something missing sometimes when you don't collaborate with people in person, when people don't give a shit enough to be together.
I hate working from home.
Well, I like it for project work, for focus and plug-in time, great. But I sense that there is something missing in terms of a collaboration and a team effort when you don't have that connection point every day. It's harder. It makes it harder. And I'm actually so glad that someone, and especially a mother with 4 kids, is saying this, because there's some people are being fed bullshit when they are told that you can be just as collaborative and just as, involved as a team and as an effective a team when you don't ever get together
and see them and
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. Like I can't have the same connection with someone, a million miles away as I do with a person that I see every single day. I don't buy it. Otherwise I wouldn't talk about the pains of doing long distance. Like, it's the same principle, except you work with people and, people have their walls up even more at work. And I pride myself as a person in my day-to-day life that I can connect with people, even if they are far away. I've got some incredible colleagues that I work with overseas. But I just think that it was so refreshing to hear someone say this instead of saying, everything has to be so separate. Because she was talking about the idea of friendships that you make at work and the meeting her husband at work. And I'm not saying that's the play for everyone. But I think about you and me. If you and I didn't spend hours in that grotty warehouse,
dungeon,
beautiful dungeon.
We're in a dungeon,
sitting there with covered with glitter and mold around us and whatever.
Dungeon.
And for context, we worked at a corporate gifting company. The warehouse wasn't beautiful and new.
It was a time.
It was a time, right? But if we didn't have those moments and we didn't get to do that,
we wouldn't have the friendship we have today.
And so there's so many gems in that episode, and I was like, okay, right. So she's going on my vision board as a voice to listen to. I think every woman should listen to that episode.
I think what I'm really prioritizing now with the voices I listen to, because I think it's important to prioritize who you listen.
For sure.
Who you're listening to. Now, I'm also not the type of person who really idolizes celebrities or famous people too much. I think the reason for me is because I actually don't know what they're like. I don't know what they're like. They show me what they want me to see, but I don't actually know. I don't like idolizing people that I don't spend time with. I'd rather idolize like my friends and my mum and the women around me like that than a random person on TV. Like, it's just, that's never been innate in me. However, these voices that are coming out, these things that people are saying, I can really respect. Another one I wanted to bring up, another duo I wanted to bring up was Paige and Hannah Berner from Paige DeSorbo and Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. Now, I've watched Summer House since the beginning. I'm obsessed with it. I also watched Southern Charm.
Yeah, you and I have very different experiences with these two women, which I think is really interesting. And I was listening to a podcast that they were on the other day where they were saying that a lot of people, like, them from Summer House and Southern Charm, but they're saying that so many people don't know them from reality TV, which I find really interesting.
They've carved out a whole career for themselves because they've just they've to be honest, the reason they even called themselves a Giggly Squad was because they're on a table at Summer House and they're like giggling in the corner, and one of the guys called them out and he's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing over there, Giggly Squad?" And that's how they created it. So they turned a real like negative into a multi-million dollar business that's now like sold out theatre. Like, they're just incredible. They're incredible women to look up to. Why I love them so much is they are so themselves, but they also make, like, I'll talk to Paige, for example, because I've just really loved her journey and loved being able to watch her journey and what she shares. But she was with someone called Craig. Craig is on Southern Charm. Now, Craig has gone through his journey on Southern Charm. I'm giving you guys a bit of a Bravo update.
Yeah, like, tell me, because I don't know. I want to know.
Bravo extraordinaire. Like, I've watched every single show on Bravo. I'm obsessed. So I was obsessed with Craig because of his relationship with Paige. I'd also watched him on Southern Charm, but it wasn't until he was with Paige. Like they became this like iconic couple. They just became like, he's like from Southern Charm, like a bit of a slower living style, has a pillow company, like sews pillows, very homely, very like, think Martha Stewart in a man. Like essentially that's what he's portraying himself as, right? It never was like that at the start of the series, but as he got more famous, he realized that if he created this brand for himself, he'd sell more pillows, he'd be bigger, he'd really curate this personal brand essentially. Then he got with Paige, and I think his success just skyrocketed because both of theirs would have. It would have been a pretty even playing field at the time. Both reality TV stars got together, beautiful couple, gorgeous looking, like just perfect, right? Like Bravo royalty. Like they loved it. Everyone loved it. Everyone just loved Paige and Craig. It was like the ultimate fairy tale that everyone just loved, right? So this beautiful fairy tale. And then one day, everything just out of nowhere, it felt like Paige did an announcement and she said, look, me and Craig have broken up. It's mutual. She did it on the podcast, whatnot. And everyone was so shocked. The thing that was the most shocking about this is what I think is so important to bring up. And it's because Paige copped so much hate during that time, so much hate. You look at Facebook in particular, like there's different things. TikTok loved her, Facebook hated her, all these things, right? But the main reason she got hate because they were like, you're in your 30s, like you should be having kids and settling down. Why you've got this beautiful man, you've got a man that wants you. He's such a good guy. Like they forget about all the stuff he did like he's got 9 seasons of just like him absolutely spiraling and just being a right old dick, right? But that doesn't matter because he was a really good guy.
Beautiful guy.
He's a really beautiful guy.
Yeah.
He makes pillows. Thank you. But regardless of his journey, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Whatever, Craig, you do you. I'm Team Paige all the way, so I'll fight to death. But she copped so much because it was such a huge decision that a woman who's 32 decided to leave a really happy relationship because and now she publicly speaks about it, is she chose her career. So her career was on and up. She was selling out stadiums. And when she would go and tell him about that, he would put more pressure on. He'd be like, oh, but when are we going to see each other? Well, what are we going to do? Is this going to be alive? But then we're going to settle down. But then we want to have kids. So instead of him celebrating her and being that person for her and being that like cheerleader essentially, she would go into these big live shows crippled with anxiety. She got hospitalized because she had an anxiety attack before one of her shows or during a show. I don't know the exact story, but it physically affected her.
Yeah.
Because she was having these anxiety attacks, because imagine kind of getting it from all angles.
Yeah, and there's nothing more stressful that when you are doing something for work and your partner isn't able to be on the same page. Like, have you ever had that like with a boyfriend or a partner or whatever where they've been like angry at you before you go do something big?
Oh, you can't. It's really triggering. You need to clear your head before any big event. So imagine all of that. Then she makes a decision. She chose her career over a man, right? And it sent the internet into a spin. It sent they couldn't deal with it. Oh, she's up herself. Oh, she's this. Oh, who does she think she is? She'll never find another man. Oh, she's going to be alone forever. And the discourse that happened around her, this decision that this woman made for herself, that doesn't affect your day to day.
No.
But the anger, the pure anger. And the reason I look at her as a role model is that she did have her life pretty much set out, right? She had it all set out. She was very successful. He's successful. She could have had a really beautiful home in Charleston. Charleston's beautiful. I got to visit it last year. It's such a beautiful place. But it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
And she made that decision. She made that leap. It wasn't going to be popular.
But it's not even that it's not going to be popular. It's a scary choice to make because I get it. I get that feeling of like you're at this age in your life and people love to put women in boxes and put them on the shelf after a certain age. Beautiful. But you're doing all of that and you're being brave enough where a lot of people stay scared, stay small and stay in the thing that like maybe it's not 100% right, but it's good enough for now.
Since that decision she made, her and Hannah and the Giggly Squad podcast has, and I'm not saying it's because of this decision, but I'm a huge believer. If something's not working, close the door and I promise you the universe will find a way of telling you whether that was a good decision or not. And I think the universe is telling her that she made the right decision because she is everywhere. She was on, Jimmy Fallon. She did a podcast with Amy Poehler. They did a spread in.
They were with Anna Wintour at Condé Nast.
They're everywhere. They're blowing up, and I just think that story of her career and everything that's happened is just such something that we should look up to. Is a story in choosing yourself. Now I don't know where her life's gonna take her. She's freezing her eggs currently. She's doing all the right things to kind of help take
the pressure off, yeah.
And I'm sure you can agree, and any woman listening, especially over 30, because as you get over 30, obviously we don't have the fertility of a 20-year-old. She had all these pressures off her, and she's just slowly taking things off her and regaining her life. And I think the universe is rewarding her for that.
I think so too. And you can see that in a lot of things that are happening. And I think that the takeaway from it is like, if you don't have a partner that supports your career, it can make or break things for you. Like honestly, because what if the other thing happened? Like what if she did stay where she was?
She'd resent him.
That, or maybe it's like you're too anxious and paralyzed to be able to do these big things because you're scared it's going to create an argument at home because of X, Y, and Z. And I think about like, the Alex Cooper of it all with her husband, Matt. Yeah. And like, obviously we don't know these people. Like their relationship could be completely batshit crazy. We don't know. But outwardly, very supportive, incredible business that she's grown. And she is going off and doing all these big things and, running around everywhere and being, this kind of young and vibrant and sort of crazy, chaotic
female
person.
Voice. Yeah.
But I truly believe that if you have the right person in your life, they'll empower you to be able to go and do those things. Like you shouldn't have to hold back your career. And I think that's why Paige, especially right now, is a great voice for that, because it didn't work out for her.
No.
It didn't all stack up and line up, but she still chose herself, and I'm really glad that she did.
100%. And another example of a woman who's doing that, a completely different, we're going completely different now, but there's been a lot of back and forth and talk about Indy Clinton.
Yes.
Indy Clinton's a huge TikToker. She's built a following on being this chaotic mum with 3 beautiful kids, a very supportive husband, hugely supportive. Like talking about supportive husbands. When there was recent controversy over the fact that this is a ridiculous thing to have controversy. I don't even want to say this, but it is what it is. She went and got her nose done.
Yeah.
A nose job.
And people had feelings.
Like, because it's their nose. People had feelings. Thank you. Like, I can't even, Anyways, she went and got her nose done, her journey, whatever. The internet wasn't happy because they own her apparently. And her husband came to her defense so much. Like he literally took over her Instagram account and just like started posting videos and stuff. And like the support that he had for her was just so beautiful, because it just made me happy to know that in such a wild world of the internet where you can cop so much hate so fast, she has that support network. Now, I don't want to make this about men being good, because like this is a women in business podcast, so back to the women. But what I love about Indy, and what I really respect about her as a female voice that I think we should look up to, is the fact that she's the reason she has created this community is because she shared the chaos. Now, I know now it's quite cool to be relatable and to show the chaos, and I'm going to take a video without makeup so people relate to me. Like that's kind of like the cool trend now. She did all this before that. She was the first. This is going to sound ridiculous, but we're here now. Since having a dog, right? Closest thing I've got to a child, my beautiful man, Freddie. He's my angel, my everything. Love that man more than I'm obsessed with him. But the opinions of dog parenting is crazy.
What do you mean?
You have to train them. If you don't train them, how do you do this? You do walk. You have to have this kind of labor. You do this. Don't feed them that. You've got to feed them this. It's got to be organic. It's got to be like, everyone has an opinion, right? Now, these are dogs. I'm talking about dogs now. For me, dogs, family, I'm obsessed, right? It times that by 100 for when you have kids, right? And I've spoken to so many mums about this, and everyone's got an opinion on how you parent, right? Everyone thinks they know how to parent their kids better and all of these things. What I respect, and I think Indy Clinton, what she's done is she's gone out there and she's like, mate, this is how I parent. It's wild, but this is how I do it.
Yeah.
She never judgy. She's not telling you how to parent. She's not telling you her way is the best. It's chaos, but she's just showing it.
Yeah, and I like there's something nice about being able to see it for what it is, because I think there's also a lot of like fake out there with being able to see like and cultivate a lifestyle. And like obviously like she's an incredibly successful influencer. You know, she's building a brand. Yeah. She's doing collaborations. There's so much to do with her. But I think that you see things online sometimes and you're like, you know, like the opposite in contrast would be like the Nara Smith of it all, which would be like the trad wife. Like I've made my pretzels and I've cut up handmade pieces of cereal and everything's just relaxing. It's like, and like surely her life is not like that. Like surely if you have 3 kids, your life doesn't actually look like that all the time. But you're putting out an image that everything is immaculate all the time and that you can come on there in like, you know, your beautiful like flouncy dresses and do this. And like that's no shade to that. It's not an issue. But I think when we're talking about the women in our lives that we're looking at and looking to as voices and not role models, but people to get inspiration from.
I think she's, again, I know that this one's probably the one. I actually, to be honest, it's actually interesting when you reflect on the 3 women that we've chosen. Mm-hmm. Hannah Berner's in there somewhere just because I love it. But
yeah, we love her.
If we really dig down into the 3 women that we've chosen to highlight, especially in this episode, all 3 have copped so much hate. And there are people that really hate them. Emma, people don't like because they think she's cold. They don't like that she's not feminine and bubbly and warm. Yeah. They don't like that. I read the comments. They're brutal. Paige, they don't like for very similar reason. They don't like because she chooses herself. She talks, you know, sarcasm. She's got a real New York humor, like very different. She's not that, you know, warm woman, you know, maternal figure. You've got somebody who is a maternal figure, Indy, and they still don't like her.
Yeah, because she's hot.
They still don't like her because
it's true.
She's hot. She's gorgeous. She is like a 10. She's so gorgeous.
But I think it's like we're picking these women that maybe aren't universally liked, but I think that there's something that really strikes a chord in us about them. Like they've gone out, they've chosen themselves, and in particular, they've chosen to have a career and do things their way and not have it
careers.
And not have it in a box. Like
100%.
I think it's actually really important that, you know, and this is why I hope you listen to this podcast. Like it's actually important to hear a diversity of thought and opinion. The older I'm getting, the more into this like social media rabbit hole we go, the less and less that we're actually being able to hear things that are a little bit different, a little bit unique. Like I feel like we're getting fed a lot of the same bullshit from people all the time. And honestly, like I can't do beige vanilla anymore. I need to have someone who is real,
brave,
and who actually does things that maybe will not be popular. They will not be the PR answer, that do go against the grain. And the more that we're going towards that, the more I'm getting more fired up and excited about listening 100%. To these people.
And it's strength. It's strong. It's the strong thing to do to go against the grain right now. It's easy to just be like, yeah, everyone's happy, everyone's nice, everyone's good. That's easy. That's easy. What these women are doing are going, you're doing it your way, I'm doing it my way.
Yeah.
Go. And I love that. Like I think as women we need as many of these mentors, these voices as possible. Mm-hmm. I think where possible, I strongly recommend listening to them. I think they're great. They've all got content in different areas.
And we want to hear as well, like who are your non beige voices that you're listening to? You can say us, it's okay. But if there are people, like please let us know, DM us, because we want to be able to include and listen and have more of those opinions be out in the world. So we really, really want to hear about it.
The other thing I want to say is if you are one of those women that comment on these people like these women's stuff, negative stuff, bring them down, do all that stuff, stop listening. You're not for us. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't. I am so big on just building a supportive place where people build each other up. I'm so sick of scrolling TikTok and just seeing women pinning each other against each other. Like we've got enough shit to deal with. Stop going up against us. Go against the men.
or just don't. That's our message. Fight someone else. No.
Fight someone else. No, I just think we've got enough to deal with. Stop. Just when you see something as a woman out there putting herself out there in any way, if she's not hurting anyone, if she's not doing anything criminal, if she's not doing, just let her live. If she's getting a nose job because she wants one, let her live, please. We need to be kinder to each other. We need to be nicer. We need to respect each other's opinions, and we just need to just stop commenting that stuff. It's just, I look at it and I just get so embarrassed for that person writing it because I'm like, bro, like, come on, be better, be better. There is a woman out there putting herself out there and just trying to make shit happen, and you're taking your time to read it. She doesn't even know who you are.
Yeah, it's always like the faceless, nameless.
Yeah, or there's like a cat in the DP or something.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't respect it, but I do respect these women's opinions, and I would love to be able to find more people like this. So if you have any recommendations, share it with us, because, you know, we want to get more of that out there in the world.
Absolutely. And if you liked this episode and want to hear more of our female voices, please follow us at The WIBs Pod on Instagram. We are on also Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I don't know where you're listening to us right now, but you can find us on everywhere you can find a podcast. Send us a DM if you've got any ideas over episodes that you want to hear. Review us. You know what? I've got a checklist. Yeah,
we'll send it to you.
DM
us for our checklist.
Just please, well, like what I said earlier, your support. I promise you don't forget the support that you get when you're growing something. And we are in the early growth stages of this podcast. So every single thing that you do right now to support us will not go unnoticed. We really appreciate it and appreciate you for listening. We will be in your ears in 2 weeks' time. We'll see you then.
Bye.